Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to Laravel Hotel Management System project tutorial for beginner. So in the previous tutorial, we let the user submit their data and book the room, and we also make the user only give the current and the future date. We stop the user from giving any past dates. And after booking the room, it shows a message that room booked successfully. So in this tutorial, what we are going to do is we are going to check between dates, and after checking the date, we'll let another user book the room. So let me just clear it by giving a simple example. Let's say a user booked this room from January 25 to January 28. So another user won't be able to book this room in this date, which is January 25 to 28. If they try to book the room, it will show the user a message over here that the room is already booked in this date, please try different date. So I hope you are clear, you'll be more clear as we go. So for it, first of all, let's just directly go to our code, and here you can see add bookings. This is the function we are using to store the booking data. So here you can see $data start date, request start date, $data end date, request end date. So what I'm going to do first is that I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. Then I will just comment this out for now. I'm commenting out because we'll use this later, that's why. So let me just give some space over here, and let me just make it easier for you so that you can understand the code easily. So instead of this, we're going to declare a variable. Let's say the variable will be start date, and over here the variable will be end date. So here you can see start date. This is just a variable, and we are requesting the start date from our, let me just go to the home folder and then room details. So we are requesting the start date from, let me just go down from here. You can see start date and end date, which is basically this one, these two. So first of all, what we are doing is that we are declaring a variable, and we are getting the start date and end date, have those data in these two variables. So after this, we are going to declare another variable. We'll say here is booked. So we'll check whether the room is booked at that certain date. So here we need to mention the table name, which is booking. Then we'll give to double clone. Then we'll give a where condition, where to first bracket to single quotation. And in the booking table, let me just show you. In the booking table, we have a column over here called room underscore ID. So we are going to mention that in this where condition, room underscore ID. And we are getting the room ID over here. You can see in our add booking. So let me just show you, just to make it more clear to you. In the form action URL, we are sending the room ID from here to the controller. Okay, so this is the ID. So what we are going to do is we are going to check whether they are same or not first. So we'll say here $ID. Then we give another where condition. Let me just write it like this. We'll give another where, then we'll give another where condition. We'll give again to first bracket to single quotation. Then inside this where condition, we are going to mention this start date from the table, start underscore date. So we'll say here start underscore date. Let me just write it like this so that you can see it properly. Then we'll give a comma over here to single quotation. Then we'll give this is smaller than an equal sign, then a comma. And here we're going to mention the end date, which is this one. This end date will be given by the user from here. Okay, this is the end date. And after that, we need to give another where condition. We can write it like this to first bracket. Okay, let me just write it like this so that you can understand it clearly. And here we're going to say end underscore date. I'm going to explain this, but let me just write the code first. And here you can see int underscore date. This will come from our database table, which is this one, int underscore date. Int underscore date, comma to single quotation. And this time we'll say here is greater than equal. Then give a comma. Then here we're going to set dot. Then here we're going to set dollar. It will be start date. This one. So let me just copy it from here and paste it here. Let me just zoom in. So I hope you're with me. So after this, what we need to do, we just give this else sign and we'll say here exists. So let me just explain this in a simple way. So if the start date, which is already in the table, is smaller than or equal to the end date that the user choose, or if the end date is greater than or equal to the start date that the user choose over here, then it means the user won't be able to book the room because the date already exists. It means there is a room that is booked from February 25 to 28, and if the user choose the start date from, let's say, 26 to 29, the user won't be able to book that room because the room is already booked in that date. So I hope I'm clear. Just read this code and run it in your mind. You'll get it. So after this, we'll give a if condition, if to first bracket, then we'll say here dollar is booked. So right now we'll just give to second bracket, and here we are giving a condition that if the room is booked, we'll just return a message over here. So let me just copy this message from here, return redirect back with message room booked successfully. We'll just paste it over here, and instead of room booked successfully, we'll say here room is already booked. Room is already booked. Please try different date. So it means if the date is already exists that the another user is trying to use, then this code will return true for this. So if we come to this if condition, it will show the message that room is already booked. So if the room is not booked already, then we'll go to the else condition, and we'll give to second bracket here, and here you can see comment out this code. We'll remove this here and here, and we'll just cut it from here, Control X, and paste it inside this else condition. Okay, so right now let me just explain it one more time if you are still confused. So here first of all we are declaring a variable start date, and we are requesting the start date and end date and storing it in this variable, and we are requesting it from here, start date and end date. So after this we are declaring a variable is booked. We are mentioning our table model name booking, where room ID match for a certain room ID. We are checking if the start date that exists in the database table is smaller than or equal to the end date, or not, or and if the end date that we have in the database table is greater than or equal to the start date. If it is, then it means the room is already booked. So it will come to the if condition and show a message to the user that room is already booked. And if the room is not booked, then it will come to the else condition and it will just store the data normally. So let's save it here, and room book where room ID. Okay, here you can see I give a single quotation. We need to remove this. So it will be like this, only $ID. So let's save it here. And let's go back to our browser, and let me just choose a date from here. Here you can see a date 2024 January 25, and the end date is January 28. So let's choose a date, let's say January 26. So if we choose January 26, it means it will conflict with this booking. So it will show us a message that this message room is already booked. Please try different date. So let's refresh here, and let's say here name will be Yami, email will be yami@gmail.com. Let's give a random phone number, and let's choose the date 26, and the end date will be, let's say, 29. And if I now click on book room, there you can see it showed us the message room is already booked. Please try different date. So let's try different date and let me just check. So let's try with different date and let's say here yummy again, yummy@gmail.com, random phone number. Let's choose different date this time. Let's say February 1 to February 3. And right now, if I click on book room, there you can see room book successfully. So if we now refresh my database table, there you can see February 1 to February 3. So we are able to check between dates and using the validation. And after checking the date, we are letting the user book the room if only available. So I hope this tutorial was easy for you. If you have any confusion, please let me know in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe and really appreciate that. And I hope to see you in the future tutorials.